Hey there, comic fans. This is Comicfan with another humble haul. This just so happens to be my first haul of the year. Took a while, but then again, if you saw my last two videos, you'd know that it took a while to recuperate. So give me just a second here. I'm going to set things up, and we'll get going in just a second. Alright, gotta go and pause that just for a second. Let's you have me going on here. There we go. Great. Okay, so this haul consists of one small show, walking into a random shop, picking up a couple books, another show that was considered to be the biggest small show of the year, and a couple other adventures of wherever life took me. Let's start off with my good old buddy. I always love to give a shout out and a shameless plug to my good friend Scott from Rocket Comics. If you guys have not been or experienced Rocket Comics, I urge you to do so. Look him up on Instagram and Facebook, and he does some amazing stuff with his pressing service. Little Doom, good to have you. First here in the chat. How's it going? I saw Little Doom at a show last weekend. He picked up some amazing stuff. Another video you should be checking out. His last two videos, amazing. I don't even want to know where you got some of that great Silver Age goodness, so don't tell me, please. You just got some great deals. By the way, so like I was saying, my buddy Scott from Rocket Comics floated me a book. He knows I was looking for. He has an amazing memory of some stuff I bring up years ago, and came across this Hanna-Barbera's Super TV Heroes. First appearance of some all-time favorite cartoons of mine: the Herculoids, Birdman, the Mighty Mightor, and much appreciated. So I have no problem giving him a shameless plug. By all means, go check out Rocket Comics. Not for my free books, but some amazing work on some comic book pressing. Thank you so much, Scott. Appreciate it. We get about 5 people here watching. Please enter the chat. I'd always love seeing who's coming in, dropping by. All right, let's go into a little shop that I walked into the other day. I only picked up 2 books, but it was good enough for me because it wasn't very far from me. Just a little oddball thing. Labyrinth number 3. It's no big deal. It's just really hard to find. These 3-issue limited series kind of things are hard to find. Me not being a huge David Bowie fan, but more of a fan of the movie, I decided to pick this up and possibly track down the other 2 issues sometime in the future. It's more of the challenge of tracking them down rather than the collectability. Although these do go for a pretty good price, depending on what kind of collector you are. And also in that shop for $2, just a regular old copy of X-Men 222, a good old-fashioned fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Moving on to the first show I went to, which, yes, I saw Little Doom there. A little tiny old small show that's one of my favorite shows. Picked up a couple of things there. First of all, World of Wood. Now, it's nothing special. It's just that I'm a big fan of Wally Wood art. And ever since I saw a couple of issues of this, although it's not very long, I think this is only a 4-issue series. I only need 2 more, number 1 and number 2. And it's also just a really nice thing to go and hunt for, because I don't see it very often. Another thing I decided to pick up, I noticed that I paid a little bit of attention to somebody's 2018 list. And although it's not the exact thing, my eyes lit up when I saw this. It ends up being a reprint. The person in question happens to be Charlton66. Charlton66 had this on his list, although he was specifying the original first printing by another than Charlton. This happens to be a reprint. But Charlton66, if you're looking and you're watching, let me know if you need this. This was just a great thing. I was paying attention to your list and see if you need it. So let me know. Let's see. Now moving on to the biggest small show of the year. The biggest small show of the year in my part of town happened last weekend. This show has changed quite a bit. It's not so much in the collectability and the types of books they had to offer. That was plenty. This show happens to be known for basically Golden Age and Silver Age, which is stuff I love. But the way it changed was same vendors, but the books are getting way out of hand. It's amazing. I wonder what people walked out of there with, because the prices were very aggressive and very demanding. And I guess people can pretty much demand what they want for it. But when you come around to books of that caliber, it's basically supply and demand. These are books that are highly sought after, although a lot of them are not available, and they can pretty much demand and ask for any kind of price they want. But ultimately, it all depends on what somebody's willing to pay. So I said, I'll take that with I'll take that with a grain of salt, and I'll show you what I walked away with. I'll show you the good stuff first, because I'm actually going to pass up the small show that I went to. No, you know what? No, that's okay. We'll go on. So there were deals to be had, and I know a lot of people walked away with it. On the other hand, Longshanks, met up with Longshanks there. He did not spend any money other than the cost of admission. So some people just decided to walk out of there. Other people, to name a few, I met up with quite a few people from YouTube. I saw, of course, Longshanks, Weapon X, Little Doom, a pleasant surprise by somebody who actually came up, a viewer, Wine 49er, came up and said hello to me, although I don't know what he looked like, so I was pleasantly surprised when he walked up and introduced himself. Thank you so much. Off the top of my head, TiVo was there. Went and just exchanged greeting and went on our way. We were all both on the hunt, but I didn't get to talk too much about that. Anyhow, on to the books of that show. Like I said, there were some deals to be had and some not. But for $1, don't pay any attention to the price tag, because I'm just reusing some bags. For $1, Red Sonja #1. Not bad. For $1, it's not the best condition, but for $1, what do you want? A little couple of run fillers, 3 for $7. Astonishing Tales #30. I'm basically just trying to finish that little, I think it's a 10-issue run from 25 to 35. So I got that. Book I already had, Astonishing Tales #33. I think this is better condition. That's probably why I picked that up. And a reader copy of something I just needed to finish. It was only a 3-issue run of Adventure Comics #430. I love the art in this. Read the whole thing. This last issue is a little mind-boggling. It had me scratching my head because she changes identities like 3 different times in one issue. But it's fine. The artwork's great in this. I don't mind. On to a little pricier books. Nothing enough to break the bank. The Simply Incredible podcast just came in the room. How you doing? Other people in the chat. 17GK_S Leonard, also known as Leonard Hutchins. Good to have you guys with me. Always a pleasure. It's so nice to know who actually comes into my chat and who actually watches my videos. This is my only way of actually figuring out who watches my videos. So chat away, guys. I don't mind at all. Okay, for $4, I pulled this out of the bin. Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 21. Pot.comics. Hey, how you doing? I just watched your video yesterday. Good stuff. Let's see. So anyway, this is depending on who's really watching, could be considered the first Marvel variant. I don't disagree. I just don't know if it was intended as a variant. I just think it was a Little Doom. Okay, you know what? We can square off later about that. He says it's the first variant. It's I don't know. You know, take it as you see it, I guess. I think it's just an alternate cover. And I don't know what the ratios are. I don't even know if they know what the ratios are. But if anybody knows, Little Doom, let me know. But you know what? I have the other cover. I just didn't have that one. I think that one's harder to find. But for $4, and I'm not a condition person, but I honestly believe that this book is pretty high grade. Again, you'll hear it all the time. With a pressing, it could probably be, you know, a 9 point whatever. But for another $4, this was quite a find. And you know, I got to this vendor a little bit later, but I just, for a reader copy, it's not bad. $4. First appearance of Dazzler. 130 of Uncanny X-Men. Pretty good. Okay, Little Doom. Todd McFarlane said that ASM 300 would have had 2 covers. The 300 and 301 cover. Oh, Marvel didn't approve. Huh. I wonder why. Well, Marvel doesn't always have to approve of anything, to tell you the truth. Oh, thank you, Pot.comics. She appreciates the cover. Good stuff. Good old 60s stuff. Actually, this was actually done in 70s. Sorry, guys. You know, I don't think you really need this for the Dark Phoenix run. Oh, well, actually, yes, you do. I would see where you would need that. You know what? We can talk trades if you need anything. It's a reader copy though. It just depends on what you have. We can talk later. I've already got a copy. Last book I picked up at the show was a little promo, and I love promos. This was something that just threw me off. It's a little embarrassing, to tell you the truth, but I'll show you it anyway. It is Spider-Man, Firestar, and Iceman at the Dallas Nutcracker. Now, these are promos that were basically available through the newspaper subscriptions. I believe you would get this with the purchase of a newspaper. So it wasn't like a direct edition kind of thing where you'd find it in a shop. It is typically a promotional item. So this was actually in the Dallas Times Herald. Contender, hey, how is it going? Yes, Contender. Oh, you like this? Yeah, I'm in my kitchen. This is where I do all my videos. It's my color of choice. It is like a firecracker red. I think that's what it's called. Okay, I was still at that show and I picked up these 3 books. These 3 books were actually at a vendor I know very well. And I don't mind giving them a plug either. Their name is A&G Comics. Lovely people. I chatted quite a bit with the people at the booth. Matt and Todd and Cindy. I love them dearly. And they were really willing to give me a great deal on these 3 books I was looking for. I have them on my list. I don't have my list with me, but you guys we'll figure it out later. I'll cross them off later. So those 3 books being Night Nurse number 2, Night Nurse number 3, and no, not Night Nurse number 1, but a Night Nurse number 4. Now I find these, as far as the stories go, more entertaining than Night Nurse number 1. They start delving into the darker side, not of nurses, but of the paranormal and stuff like that. The first issue is just basically your run-of-the-mill story of a night nurse, or a nurse going through nursing school. Little Doom likes the white shutter shade windows in my previous video back. You do? That's just actually just me sitting right over here. I suppose I could, but if I had the camera facing me, that would mean you would see the rest of my kitchen. Yes, Contender. I love this one. The number 4 or the number 2, because number 2 also has a blue cover. I prefer the number 4, and I'm sure you're referring to the number 4. I love that stuff. It's great. A little thing I wanted to share with you. Yes, Contender number 4 is great. One thing I got before my last 2 books was something I picked up at the first show I went to. Thank you, Leonard. I appreciate it. They are great books. It's something I picked up, a little thing that was a freebie to me, once again, of A&G Comics. This was something I had as a kid. I did a catalog order of some books, and this came with it. It was just basically like your first collector's kit. It came with a stack of books, a little cardboard carrying case, and it came with the Marvel Guide to Collecting Comics. This was a wonderful thing to see and pick up. It just basically goes through your run-of-the-mill things of what you should know when collecting. And it's something that really struck a chord with me when I started collecting. This came out, let's see if we can find the date here, 1982. Let's see, which would be about the time I started collecting comics. Yeah, I would believe so. So this basic little guide goes to your definitions of people. If you didn't know what a back issue was, it basically explains what a back issue was. Back issue is an issue of any comic book previous to the latest one. Yeah, obviously. This can refer to the last month's issue or an issue published many years ago. I'll just go through it really quick. Basically, this is stuff we all know about. And if you don't, hey, pick one up. Tells you the definitions of Silver Age and Golden Age and original artwork. Yeah, some of it, Contender, did come from my Cal Comic Con, yeah. It tells you what a comic convention is, a fanzine, the Comic Code's authority, and it goes through a small rundown of grading. Let's see. Oh, shoot, I just showed Cyclops. Sorry. I'll wait for it to pick it up on the screen. There we go. Other than these circling Cyclops. Let's skip through a couple of things here. One really important thing was the basic know-abouts of a comic book cover. That's really cool. I like that. Yeah, it's a great thing for the new collectors. So moving on from that, it's like what's the right book for me and what somebody might enjoy collecting. Oh, these I always find really, really fascinating. There was one little article in here called "It's Better Than Money in the Bank." It always shows like the current prices or current values of books, and I'll get that up on screen really quick. As you can tell, if you scroll down really quick, you'll definitely see what the value of a Hulk 1E1 is. Yeah, $25. $25, huh? Look at that. So that's how much that was the value of a Hulk 1E1 back in the day when I started collecting. That's got a sting. Okay, enough of that. There was a couple of books left, 2 more books. I picked this up thinking I probably wasn't going to win at an auction. I won this on eBay. And it's just another item that is nostalgia from my childhood. It's a Golden Age book, and I got this for $15. Normally, buy it now auctions are like $50 or even $100. But again, this is all subjective to what someone's willing to pay. My nostalgia said, and my wallet said $15. I was the only person that bid on this, and I won the auction. Little Doom, you can't find a Peter Parker Spider-Man 27 for less than $25, huh? I've got one. We can talk trade if you want. I know you're really stuck on grades, so I'll have to check the grade on that. Let's see. And Simply Credible Podcast says, I need to install that flux capacitor on your DeLorean. Well, what are you waiting for? Hop to it. So this was Shmoo number 1. This was something I've been looking for a good couple years, and it's not the fact that I couldn't find it. It just didn't come at a price I was willing to pay. So I basically got on the old eBay, found one at auction, and put in a bid and just let it ride. And next thing you know, I won it, and I owed this guy $15 plus shipping. I was more than happy than that to spend that. It does have a lot of rust at the staples, and it also had me double check to see whether or not the staples had rusted all the way through. He showed a picture of the centerfold, and it almost looked like the centerfold was detached, where in fact when I finally got it, the book is completely attached, but it's rusted. You take them like you can get them, for $15. What do you want? That's what I got. On to my little unboxing. I know you guys saw in my little screenshot that I had a box. Yes, I just got it about half an hour ago. And I decided, hey, I might as well just do the unboxing here. I did most of the work already while you guys were waiting. And it's another book off my list. Let's see how much cutting I have to do. Let's see. What have we got here? It looks like the book is actually in between these two. So let's go and undo some tape here. A little trade going on in the chat. A little Doom and Contender. That's always good. I like that. Okay. Oh, hey. So there you go. SM17. This is my first time seeing this. So we will witness the, hopefully not the agony of defeat, but more of a joyous occasion. So let's open this up, shall we? Yeah. The Simply Incredible podcast agrees with me that it is nice. Yes, it is nice. This happens to be the second appearance of the Green Goblin, which is reasonably priced. Man, Little Doom. No, this is not from Comics for Less on eBay. Good guess, though. I love the fact that you're always guessing where I get my books at. Keep guessing. Okay, this happens to be a 3.5. That's what it says so on the back. But this happens to be the second appearance of the Green Goblin and the first appearance of his pumpkin bombs and his glider. Now, this book has obviously not been pressed. I've seen books in far worse condition for more than about the same price I paid. So I'm happy with the condition. If I'm really concerned with the condition, I'll just take it on over to Rocket Pressing and have them work some magic on it. I just posted up their latest video on Facebook, and he just put it up on Instagram. It is amazing. It goes far beyond the little creases and stuff. He just showcased a book that was basically folded over and managed to lay it out flat. Amazing. So let's go and take a look. For those who do not know, this is a Ditko. It's a little too early for me to. Let's go take a look. There's his little glider. I'll try to put that in the screen there. Wait for that to come up. Ah, there he is. Boom. Let's go take a look at some pumpkin bombs, huh? This happens to be pretty good. A little bit of soiling on the page, not something I'm concerned about. Oh, you want me to smell it? Well, I've had it up close enough to the screen where you could smell it. But yeah, I'll take a whiff. I'm not afraid. I'm sure that anybody who was handling this book before, the germs have gone by now. Let's see if I can find some pumpkin bombs in here. Yeah, I love that old school smell also. Pumpkin bombs, pumpkin bombs. Now, yeah, early Spidey is good. There's a pumpkin bomb. It has, oh, there it is. A better glimpse of that pumpkin bomb. It's just a freaking pumpkin. That's the first appearance of the pumpkin bomb. Who would have guessed? I love showing these things to the viewers because a lot of people only get a sense of what is on the front and don't really get to experience any part of the book. So good, so far, so good. So I don't mind showing it to you. And if you guys don't like it, let me know. I've often heard that this is something that my viewers or people who watch videos like to experience. With that said and done, I'm very happy with this book. I've got this for $115. Oh yeah, yes, it does have the old ads. I'll show you a couple real quick if you got some time. Hang out a little longer. Let's see if I can find some good stuff. Now this is always cool. Stuff like model rockets and being a magician. 1,000 things get free for 50 cents. They have poems wanted and song ideas and just some crazy stuff. Yeah, you'd get paid for silly things just for sharing your thoughts. Oh, the gags are actually on the last page. Oh, this is cool. I really wonder if this worked. A wrist radio. That would be amazing. I mean, you had the old little squiggly worms and all that good stuff. Let's see if we can get rid of the glare here. Now, this is one of the reasons why I actually do my little things in the corner here, because there's the X-ray specs. But that's why I do a lot of my recording here in this corner, because a lot of the glare doesn't come in this way. My windows are right here and right here. So that's the reason why I switched over. And if I'm ever doing the camera the other way around, I do tend to record to the right of me because there's not a whole lot of glare. You get all the sunlight, none of the glare. With that said, I'm all tapped out. That took up most of my resources, so it's time to start all over again until the next haul. With that, again, being said, thanks for hanging out, guys. It's amazing that you guys come and see me on a Saturday evening / afternoon. Thanks for watching. No problem. I don't mind sharing it all. Thank you very much. Once again, this is Comicfan. And until next time, happy hunting. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.